Good evening, guys. I'm Tejas, and my question is that, like, usually whenever we go anywhere, people are like, "These 2 years have to work hard, and then you'll be free." Like, what are your thoughts on that?
See, you will be free, but then it's in your hand how you use that time. See, like, see, I'll give example of bits. I have 0% attendance policy. Uh, no, that's a scam. I agree. Okay, that's a different story. Let's talk about some other day. Like most people, they have a chance to attend classes or like do whatever you want, or you have complete freedom. You can just sleep the entire day and nobody cares. Like honestly, but it's in your choice what you want to do, right? Few people just skip classes, but they use that time productively. They focus on startups and other shit. But yeah, like you know, it's in your hand how you use that time. So just if your mind is strong, then you'll just do it.
Honestly, if JEE is really what you want, then just live in the happy illusion that the next 4 years are going to be really fun. You don't have to study anything. Give JEE like everything you have. Just live under the illusion that the next 4 years are going to be fun. Like, don't ask anyone about it. Our college is fun. They might have like differing answers, but live under the illusion. It'll help you study.
Hi. So I just want to ask, like, let's say, hypothetically, if you did not study the entirety of 11th, and if you, and like, do you think you could cope up with the studies in 12th? Hypothetically, by the way, I'm not saying I did it.
You're in what grade?
11th.
So by hypothetically, if we give you a favorable response, are you planning to do that?
Hypothetically, yes.
See, it's not like it's impossible to come back, but it's going to take way more effort in the 12th. But yeah, like there are people who have done that, but then very few, like probably one out of 1,000 or something. I don't know.
Where did you get that number from?
If you don't know the theory that well, but you know some theory, but you want, would you recommend to sit with the theory or to solve problems on it? Like sit with theory for hours or just get into problem solving?
Get into problem solving. Yes. This is like one of the major tripping points, I would say. Like where you're kind of scared. You don't want to try the problems because you're not sure you're like thorough enough, and then you're scared you'll be demotivated if you can't do those problems because you're not good with the theory. But solving problems is one of the best ways to learn any subject.
There's also this mistake that I did, like ulta. I did ulta. What I did is I didn't study theory. I went directly to problems. Like, what is it? This formula, this formula, this formula. This formula I know. And I directly went to problems and I started solving them. So what happened is you'll just know those problems. You won't know you won't understand the thing. So what I would say is don't sit. Yeah, balance both of them. Don't sit only with theory and don't go directly to problems also. Sit with the problems. MP and CPPs, you have to sit with the problems. You have to spend time on it, and maybe spend some time on it, and like you can ask someone for hints. For our case, like we used to ask for hints, and like bro, how to solve. So ask for hints and then continue that. And even after that, if you're not able to do, then sir himself discusses the solutions. If you so he'll discuss the solutions and the theory related to that as well. So you don't need to separately learn theory to do his problems.
The UGE exam has like this interview phase, right? So how do you prepare for that?
For me, I don't think you can really prepare like it depend like for me the questions asked, it felt like the questions I used to think about on a daily basis. Like I wanted to know everything, so I would like try to understand everything. Like why did that fan start making that noise? Like you think about stuff like that like all the time, and that will be enough preparation for the type of questions they ask in the interview. Like like some of the really good classes here, like MPN's class, like those will also help with getting used to thinking.
Exactly how you feel in an interview. So if you're used to that and your brain is used to that kind of like suddenly like this and then thinking, then you then you'll be better prepared for it.
So my question is specifically about research. Yeah, here. Two of you are like IISc students, right? So after you get your degree, what do you plan to do? Like PhD or something, or what do you plan to do after you get the degree?
this is also the answer to what that person asked, like what you do. Like I always wanted to be a scientist. Wanted to understand everything. Like I do not want to think about what I do for work, how I'll earn money. I just want to know everything. Wanted to go to ISI. That's why chose research. I at the ISC BS research. It's a degree where you can get like you can do 4 years BS, or you can do one more year to get an MS, and you can directly start doing a PhD after the 4 year BS. Then
I'm currently doing a PhD, so I'm doing research in biomedical engineering specifically. So I think if you're in an engineering field also and not in pure science, there's a lot of scope for research, but they might be more application oriented rather than fundamental PCM. Yeah, so I think it really depends on what you want to do. And once you're in a UG, irrespective of if you're in a pure science or an engineering school, you sort of participate in different projects. You sort of know what interests you, what problems you want to solve, and then you sort of base your research focus on the kind of questions you like to solve and you're interested in. Yeah, so I think if you're interested in doing research, you should participate more now and have a strong grasp of concepts and really enjoy what you're doing, and then it makes it easier in your undergrad to find opportunities as to what you like and what questions you want to solve, and then you can do a master's or a PhD. So I did a master's in IT Madras itself after my BTech, so and then I did a PhD. I'm currently doing my PhD now.
Yeah, just to add to that, um, if you're aspiring to go to research, Amit sir gave me this advice. You should be 100% sure that you want to get into research. In the sense that you can always pick up research later. You can do a BTech or some other degree, even MBBS maybe, and then do a research and then do research. But this the other way around, the switch, it's hard. If you want to do a BSc and then you find yourself in a BSc program and then you're like, no, research does not sound that interesting. The careers available to you might not have that many opportunities than if you took a BTech. So if you want to do research, better be like really sure about it.
okay, so hello everyone. I'm Raksha. My doubt is most of us use. Okay, okay.
This is feeling like God talking, okay? I can't know where the voice is coming from. Yeah, please.
So yeah, many of us use physics wala for learning the lectures and all that, but you people said it's not that good or not so recommended. Why is it not so recommended, and what else can we watch?
Uh, I will tell how I studied physics, okay? So when I was in ninth or 10th grade, I guess, I used to watch like some physics wall or something like that, and I used to think of physics as a subject where you have to note down the formulae, go to the problem, know what formula to apply, and get the answer. So I had this huge book that had all sorts of formula, surface tension for like I don't even remember what I wrote back then, but yeah, that was my initial view of physics, and I think that's close to what I might be mistaken here, but I think that's close to what like physics wala tries to do. He tries to reduce physics to a problem solving subject. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a problem solving subject, but it's much more than that. So the richness of the subject that you get in some classes or through some books, I really stress on books. I don't know if others might agree here, but the richness of the subject, you come to a point where you can look at a problem and derive the formula on the spot. You need not remember anything. So once you've reached to that point, yeah, you get a new view of physics. But yeah, I would say go through your own journey. If you think physics wala is helping you, then go ahead and do it if it's giving you the results. But what I'm saying is, even I had this journey, right? So I thought the formula book was giving me results, so I was using it. But then later I realized my mistakes, and I started like reading like proper books, listening to some classes. So yeah, that's the point.
um, all these formulas and richness of subject that he speaks about, that applies for like J advanced and things like that. But generally for J mains, what we have seen is it is just application of formula. You just need to know a bunch of formula and you need to apply. In J mains, you do not have the time to sit and do stuff over there. You can't sit and like visualize it, like, oh yeah, there's a ball here and things like that. So right. So all this physics wala and things, they will help you in JEE Mains. I'm not disagreeing with that. It will help you, but it is always nice to have a like grasp of the concept as well. Like because I remember in our shift in physics, the paper was tough for some reason, and they asked some questions that didn't have any direct formula. Because I like because I knew like physics somewhat I knew physics, so I was able to solve it. And even after getting like 50% of the score in maths, like out of 100 I got 50 in maths, and even after that I was able to get 99.4 percentile. So so I would say that go through the formulas. That is necessary. At least for JEE Mains, that is necessary. And also go through like the concepts and stuff like that. That will help you in case the paper comes out to be a little harder. And for advanced. For advanced, formulas won't help you.
My doubt is like, how would you study on a daily basis? Like, would you set a goal and I have to like complete these chapters or these things a day, or would you set a time limit? Like,
Just study, bro.
just study.
I know this is a vague answer, but whatever you can make of your time, just study. That's the truth. Okay, like you might hear like answers you want to hear, but I don't know. It worked for me. I was just studying.
You study, just go home, sit and study, take a break, walk around, do whatever you want. But after that, you have to come back and study. And if you feel like nothing is entering my brain, it's not working, take a break, like 5 minutes break. But that should not turn into, because for me it happened. That 5 minutes break will turn into, yeah. Switching subjects will also work. Sometimes, let's say you're doing like a very computationally intense subject, like let's say you're doing mathematics, you can switch to a slightly more mugging up subject like inorganic chemistry. You know, that will help your brain work, relax a bit. Or if nothing is entering your brain, just sleep for some time, wake after 130 minutes and get back to study. But like you said, you have to just sit and study. All these goals and stuff don't work.
Yeah, so for physics, I already told, right? Klepner Kolenkov, Halliday Resnick is a good entry level book. Klepner Kolenkov will take you in deeper into the subject. I think that's how much. Yes, the problems in it are like usually easy, but it's for the concepts. It will help you with MPNs, DPPs. I'm just giving you an idea of how it's designed to work. But yeah, it helps. That's the concepts part, you know. That's the concepts part that everyone is asking about. How do you build your concepts? That's how you do it. There's no shortcut.
And don't sit and like once you go to second PUC, don't sit and waste your time on these like vague things. Because yeah, it is one thing to have a rich concept of the subject and everything. It's another thing to do well in your competitive exams. So once you go to second PUC, unless you're like really sure I do not want to do JEE or something like that, like in his case, I would really suggest it's okay. It's nice in once in a while to go through all of these concepts and stuff like that. Like concepts are necessary, but I'm saying too much into that. I would say you have to narrow it down. You have to.
So yeah, I mean this might sound cliche, but everything is about balance. So not too much into concepts, not too much into practical stuff. You need to learn to balance, and you need to figure out that balance by yourself. What works for you works the best.
I Hi, I'm Deeksha. I had one question for her specifically. You're from University of California, right? So I want to know the procedures to like get into a foreign college once you're done with your studies.
Are you specifically saying after your 12th or after your undergrad?
After your 12th, because apparently you have to give language exams and all that to get into a foreign college.
Yeah, so right, it's been a while, so I'm not. I did take like the SATs, and I'm not sure of the procedure now. So depending on the university, they do have an English exam that you may have to pass. Then you have your SATs, and then you may also have A levels. Yeah, and these are much easier than your JEE. So I ended up taking SATs, but I never actually went to a US university. I ended up going to Madras. So I'd say go through the website requirements, and if you want specifically, I can actually look into it. But I'm not like 100% sure of the requirements. I wrote JEE, honest. I wrote all the exams possible. I also wrote NEET. No, no, no. They have a separate set of exams. JEE is valid only in India.
Did anyone among you choose bio? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes. How did you manage bio and math? Like, you even wrote J, right?
No JE questions to me, please.
What's your question? Like, you wrote both NEET and J, right? How did you manage bio and math?
I can answer this, I think. So the reason I took PCMB in my 11th was I wasn't really sure of what I wanted to do, and giving PCMB gives you the options to do all of the degrees. Whereas if you're in PCMS or PCMC, there are some aspects of some science programs which you cannot take. Whereas PCMB, you can basically choose anything. That's the main reason why I took it. And while I was in CFA at that time, they didn't really have a biology teaching program. It was mostly GA advanced. Yeah, and after a while in 11th, I sort of knew that I did not want to go into medicine and focus more on advanced. And I did enough biology for, say, CBSE exams and some part of KVPY and also NEET, but I focus more on math. Yeah.
Right. So I'm assuming you took PCB because you're not sure what to do. Right. So what I'll say is by 12th you need to be sure of what you want to do. Don't be like me. So you need to be sure of what you want to do. And yeah, my friend Ankit, he actually did that. He's a PCMB student, but by 12th he realized that he didn't want to do med. He wanted to do engineering, so he dropped bio in 12th. Like, he didn't drop it; he just stopped studying it. You can't drop subjects. He stopped studying it in 12th. Like end of 11th itself, he stopped it. What he did was even classes used to not in bio classes. He just used to learn enough to get a decent grade in the boards and then just pass the board exams. But he narrowed down on three subjects, either PCM or PCB. So it's up to you to decide. In 11th, what I'd say is, if you are not sure, just see what you feel like doing and try to do both. Try to balance both, but you have to put in more effort than your friends. Like, you just have to put in more effort than your friends. There's no shortcut.
Yeah, you have like one more option. Be like Ricky and ace all the exams.